Chapter 1. Welcome to the Walls. As the heavy metal door creaks open, a wave of sound engulfs the listener, an unsettling mix of clanging gates, muffled voices, and the echo of footsteps reverberating against damp concrete. Welcome to the prison, a place where humanity exists in stark contrast to confinement. Here, every corner tells a story, every whispered conversation carries a weight of unspoken truths. In this audio documentary, we will journey through the lives of 5 inmates, each revealing profound narratives that challenge our perceptions of justice, resilience, and hope. The purpose is clear: to shed light on the intricacies of their experiences behind bars and to celebrate the unyielding spirit of human beings. As you listen, immerse yourself in the gripping soundscapes that breathe life into these walls and prepare to delve into the courageous tales that echo within. Behind the bars lies a world both harsh and transformative, a testament to the strength of the human soul. Chapter 2. Marcus, the Dreamer's First Entry. The clanging of metal doors fades into the background as Marcus sits quietly in his cell, the harsh fluorescent light illuminating his worn notebook. "I never thought I'd end up here," his first diary entry begins, a raw reflection of shock and despair. Sentenced for drug-related offenses, he finds himself in a world stripped of freedom. The rhythmic echo of footsteps and distant chatter serve as a constant reminder of his confinement, amplifying his feelings of isolation. Yet, amidst the chaos, he yearns for escape, not through the physical bars that cage him, but through the words spilling onto the page. "Writing is my release," he confesses, offering a glimpse into his hopes and dreams. As the ambient prison sounds weave around him, Marcus clings to the belief that his voice can transcend these walls, transforming his pain into poetry. Here starts the journey of a dreamer, defying the limitations of his reality. Chapter 3. Words Behind Bars. In the dimly lit corners of the prison, where shadows linger and hope flickers like a candle, Marcus finds solace in poetry. As he pens his first lines, he captures the raw emotions of fear and longing, each verse a window to his soul. The clanging of cell doors and distant murmurs of inmates fade away as he immerses himself in a world where words transcend confinement. It is here he meets John, an older inmate with a weathered face and a heart full of wisdom. John recognizes Marcus's passion and becomes an unexpected mentor, guiding him through the nuances of expression. Their conversations resonate against the concrete walls, sparking a bond built on shared dreams and the pursuit of redemption. Marcus becomes more than an inmate. He is a dreamer, crafting his identity one poem at a time, illuminating the darkness that surrounds him with the power of his voice. Chapter 4. Alina, the Survivor's Story. Alina's journey begins with a haunting reflection on her past, where life spiraled from homelessness to incarceration. In her first diary entry, she recalls the cold nights spent on city streets, the gnawing hunger, and the desperate choices that led her here. "I never thought I'd end up in a place like this," she writes, her voice trembling with vulnerability. The ambient sounds of metal clanging and murmured conversations envelop the listener, mirroring her isolation. Yet within these walls, Alina discovers an unexpected sense of community. The soft laughter of fellow inmates resonates through the corridors, illuminating her path to resilience. As she exchanges stories of heartache during group therapy sessions, she begins to reclaim her identity, transforming trauma into empowerment. "Together we rise," she realizes, finding strength in connection. Her words echo hope, reminding listeners that even in despair, unity can spark the beginnings of healing and transformation. Chapter 5. The Road to Resilience. Alina's transformation in prison begins to take shape as she reflects on her past in her diary. In her entry, she intricately details her life before incarceration, fleeing a tumultuous home and grappling with homelessness. The haunting echoes of her earlier struggles linger as she recalls the isolation that once surrounded her. Yet, within the concrete walls of the prison, she finds an unexpected camaraderie among her fellow inmates. Group therapy sessions become a sanctuary where vulnerability is met with acceptance. The ambient sounds of softly spoken words and supportive laughter fill the air, forming bonds that transcend their circumstances. These moments allow her to confront the trauma that once defined her, cultivating a newfound resilience. Through the connections forged in this unlikely community, Alina begins to reclaim her identity. understanding that healing is not a solitary journey, but a shared experience of strength and hope in the depths of despair. Chapter 6. Ahmed, the father figure. As the sun sets over the prison yard, Ahmed sits on a concrete bench, pen in hand, reflecting on the weight of his choices. "I carry the burden of guilt for the mistakes I made," he writes, his diary entry revealing a longing to protect the young men around him. Serving time for aggravated assault, he has taken on the role of caretaker, a father figure to those lost in a harsh reality. The ambient sounds of laughter and the occasional scuffle echo through the yard, offering glimpses of life behind bars. Through his eyes, we see the fragile balance of compassion and toughness that life in prison demands. In shared moments of vulnerability with the younger inmates, Ahmed imparts life lessons, drawing on his estranged relationship with his own son as a driving force. "I won't let them fall," he vows, illustrating the profound impact of connection and mentorship in a world often devoid of both. Chapter 7. Wisdom from Adversity. Ahmed sits on a worn bench in the prison yard, watching the younger inmates navigate their daily struggles. His diary entry reveals the weight of responsibility he bears. He feels a deep need to guide them away from the missteps that led him to this place. As he shares stories of his past, a troubled childhood, moments of anger, and the estrangement from his son, a sense of urgency permeates his words. The ambient sounds of distant laughter and shuffling feet envelop the scene, punctuating his reflections. Mentoring becomes a lifeline for Ahmed, offering him a glimpse of redemption. He engages in heartfelt conversations with the young men, imparting lessons learned through hardship. His voice, steady and compassionate, resonates with authenticity as he tells them that vulnerability can be a source of strength. In sharing his wisdom, Ahmed not only seeks to protect them, he finds a renewed purpose in the darkest corners of the prison walls. Chapter 8. Sophie, the Idealist's Path. Sophie reflects on her life before prison, a time when her passion for teaching brought joy and inspiration to her students. In her first diary entry, she grapples with feelings of guilt and bitterness stemming from the scandal that led to her incarceration. Ambient sounds of clinking metal and distant voices create a stark contrast to her memories of lively classroom discussions. "I used to believe in change," she writes. "Now, I struggle to find that belief within myself." Amidst the chaos, Sophie finds solace in the shared experiences of her fellow inmates, each carrying their burdens. The glimmers of hope ignite her desire to initiate an educational program, envisioning the power of knowledge as a pathway to redemption. As she drafts plans, the sound of pen scratching on paper blends with whispers of encouragement from others, sparking a belief that, even behind bars, learning can foster a sense of purpose and community. Chapter 9. Bridging the Gap. Sophie's transformation from former teacher to convicted felon weighs heavily on her conscience. In her diary entry, she reflects on the crushing guilt of her past decisions, recalling the students she failed to inspire. Yet within the confines of prison, she discovers a flicker of hope. Driven by a desire to make amends and foster change, she initiates an educational program for her fellow inmates. The sounds of chalk scraping against the blackboard and the rustle of paper fill the air as Sophie leads discussions, nurturing a sense of purpose. In these classes, she witnesses firsthand the growth and enthusiasm of those eager to learn. The ambient sounds blend into an inspiring symphony, laughter, dialogue, and the hum of curiosity. As Sophie imparts knowledge, she not only rebuilds her own self-worth, but also ignites a spark of hope in others, showing that education can be a powerful bridge between their pasts and their futures. Chapter 10. Jamal, the Philosopher's Reflection. In the stillness of his cell, Jamal reflects on the unjust life sentence he received for a crime he didn't commit. His diary entry begins with a contemplative tone, capturing the weight of his thoughts. The sound of a distant clang echoes, symbolizing the confines of his reality. Jamal muses on the complexities of justice, questioning the fairness of a system that often overlooks the humanity of those it incarcerates. As he engages in philosophical debates with fellow inmates, their voices blend into a rich tapestry of ideas, challenging each other to confront morality and empathy. Jamal's insights evoke a sense of urgency. If we're defined by our mistakes, can redemption ever be achieved? His powerful reflections resonate beyond the prison walls, inviting listeners to ponder the true meaning of justice and the resilience of the human spirit, even in the face of profound adversity. Chapter 11. The Quest for Redemption. Jamal sits alone in his cell, staring out through the barred window at a sliver of sky. His diary entry begins with a poignant reflection on the concept of justice, an elusive ideal that feels beyond his reach. As he writes, the ambient sounds of quiet murmurs and distant footsteps fill the background, amplifying the weight of his thoughts. He contemplates the societal structures that have unjustly crafted his fate, shaping him into a man defined by a crime he did not commit. In quiet conversations with fellow inmates, Jamal engages in philosophical debates about morality, the implications of their choices, and the possibility of redemption. He shares tales of resilience and hope, inviting others to envision a world beyond their current confines. His reflections challenge the listener to reconsider the concept of justice and the profound depths of the human spirit. Through Jamal's words, the quest for redemption emerges as a shared journey, urging all to seek understanding and empathy. Chapter 12. Interweaving Narratives. As the stories of Marcus, Elena, Ahmed, Sophie, and Jamal unfold, their lives begin to resonate together, painting a vivid picture of resilience and transformation within the prison walls. The ambient sounds, a mix of muted conversations, distant laughter, and the clanging of trays, create a harmonious backdrop as their journeys intersect. Marcus's poetic dreams echo in Elena's quest for identity, while Ahmed's mentorship reflects Sophie's aspirations for change. Each inmate's struggles and triumphs become threads woven into a shared tapestry of humanity, highlighting their mutual desires for redemption and connection. Through the rhythmic beats of their lives, listeners are drawn into their collective experience, recognizing that hope can flourish even in the darkest corners. These interconnected narratives remind us that while each journey is unique, the essence of humanity binds them together, offering strength and solidarity in the face of adversity. Chapter 13. The Turning Point. In the muted stillness of the prison's common area, the transformative moments for each inmate underscore their journeys toward redemption. For Marcus, the turning point arrives during a late-night writing session, where inspiration breaks through his despair, allowing him to pen a poem filled with hope. Elena experiences a breakthrough during a group therapy session, where she shares her deepest fears, receiving support that shatters her isolation. Ahmed, confronted by a young inmate's repeated mistakes, realizes his capacity to influence change, igniting a fierce determination to guide rather than judge. In Sophie's classroom, a moment of connection with her students reveals how teaching can heal both her and them, her laughter lightening the weight of her past. Meanwhile, Jamal engages in a philosophical debate, sparking a realization that while his physical freedom is limited, his mind and spirit can still soar. These pivotal episodes resonate deeply, revealing profound shifts in their lives.